All right, Nick, let's talk about one of our favorite teams to mention on this podcast, the Green Bay Packers. Big Aaron Rodgers fans here on Saturday Morning Inspection. And Rodgers came out and he said some interesting things regarding the team, and I think it's something that we can all appreciate when we get into what he said about what it does for the Packers, what it does for us as fans, and what we need to take away as the media as well. So it was very interesting to me. But before we get into that very exciting story, Packers fans, college football season is right around the corner. It's literally days away. At any minute now, college football could break out and we couldn't even expect it. So before we get into college football season, we've got to know, let us know in the comments below, who is your favorite college team over in Green Bay? Is it Wisconsin? Is it another Big Ten school, Minnesota, Michigan, Iowa? Is it North Dakota State University? There's a lot of teams in that upper Big Ten area that could be the Green Bay powerhouse school. So let us know in the comments below, who's your favorite college team?
Yeah, so let's get into this story. So, after a training camp practice this past week, this is what Rodgers had to say, talking about his young wide receivers. We've got to be way more consistent. A lot of drops, a lot of bad route decisions, running the wrong route. Rodgers explained, we've got to get better in that area. The regular season is coming up. Yeah, it's coming up. It really is. We're going to play our best guys when the season starts, and whoever those guys are going to get the reps. It's going to be the guys that I trust the most and the guys that coaches trust the most. A lot of it is just the simple responsibility in the offense. Way before body positioning and movement and throw and all that stuff. Are you in the right spot at the right time? Are you running the right route? So obviously Rodgers had some frustrations with drops and route running and things like that. So these comments in the media kind of set off a little bit of a firestorm. And then this is according to the score.com. The Green Bay Packer wide receivers were ordered to meet with the team's quarterbacks and members of the offensive coaching staff Wednesday morning. This is according to ESPN's Rob Demovsky. The meeting came after Aaron Rodgers ripped the young receiving corps for a lack of consistency Tuesday, criticizing them for a lot of drops and a lot of bad route decisions, like I already said. However, Rodgers reportedly wasn't the one who decided to have the meeting. It was the young wideouts themselves that were involved in the meeting and wanted to meet with Rodgers and get onto the same page. Both Romeo Dubs, the young exciting rookie, and Watson, and a bunch of other guys were excited to get in that room and try and learn from Aaron Rodgers. All right, Maya. So obviously, this is sort of an interesting wake up call, so to speak, for the Packers receiving corps. They had some good vibes, some good energy, with some good news, with some good games and plays and stuff like that. But what do you think of Rodgers calling out the receivers here and kind of forcing them to, hey, maybe step up their game a little bit?
Yeah, well, the Packers got a lot of new and or young receiving talent on that team. Whether it's Torrey, whether it's Watson, Dobbs, or even Watkins, he's new to the team. Uh, it's kind of like a wake up call. I don't see it so much as criticism as it is Rodgers saying, "Hey, he's reminding everybody it's preseason. We all might get excited about a performance, about a practice, about a joint practice, a big play that happens, but we're not where we need to be yet. And we have to remember that just because we had some kind of circus catch, a big touchdown play, we were productive in a preseason game, that doesn't mean anything. That's something we can build on. That's something we can grow on. But there's a lot of other aspects coming into all of this. And we need to focus up and we need to get ready for what really matters. And that's be ready for week 1 of the season. So I think Rodgers is doing what he needs to do as a leader of this team. He's saying, listen, guys, we got to get ready. And being good in a preseason game doesn't matter. So I think I like what Rodgers does here. I like him. Ever since he's had this new shift, he seems, I don't know if this is possible, even chiller, like even more like relax, guys. But at the same time, he seems like wiser. He seems, more of like an approachable leader, like towards the rookies and all of that aspect. He's just like, listen, you stick with me. We're gonna work through this, but we've got to be more consistent. Just like you said, we have to string together days of good practice. We have to string together good preseason games, and we gotta take that same energy into week 1. So I really like what he's doing so far, Nick.
Yeah, you brought up his chillness, so to speak. I think it's more a sense of urgency and clarity that he knows he's at the end of his career and he knows he doesn't have a lot of football left. So he's definitely more at peace with that. But at the same time, he's got that sense of urgency where he knows, hey, it's now or never, essentially. And this is a team, a Green Bay Packers roster, outside of that young wide receiver group, is really talented. They've got one of the top defenses in the NFL. They got a really nice offensive line when healthy, solid coaching staff, and they have maybe, a top 5 quarterback all time in Aaron Rodgers, certainly first
Great
ballot
running
Hall of
backs.
Fame. Yeah, great running backs too. I mean, this is a really, really good roster across the board. They just need their wide receiver group to step up and really not let the team down. And I really like what Aaron Rodgers did here specifically is going to the media and making it public. And here's why. In training camp, this was when I played in college, is that during all of training camp, the coaches and everything involved, they will rip you to shreds in meetings and practice all day, every day. Like they just break you down every day, tell you how much you suck, even if you have a great play. So after a few days, and certainly after a few weeks, it kind of falls on deaf ears. You kind of get numb to it. So you just take, it's just the coach being coach. It's not real criticism. It's fine. Hey, look at that. There's a puff piece in the media saying how good I looked, or hey, look at that. Someone said I had a good day of practice, or look, I scored a touchdown in a preseason game against the 49ers. Look how good I am. And you kind of just maybe get relaxed, get a little complacent. And I love Rodgers going to the media because it kind of gives another avenue for these guys. Because if Rodgers just went to the coaches or did it at practice, it would have the same effect. The receivers in that group may just it's just people trying to be tough at practice, just training camp. But by going to the media, it created this sort of like accountability because suddenly the puff pieces went away. And now it's the media's like, well, maybe the Packers receivers have problems. Rodgers wouldn't say this unless they had problems. So I really like that aspect from Rodgers. And I really like, there's been some criticism of Rodgers for not being as vocal a leader. Again, I think that's a little unwarranted, but here's just an example of him taking an additional step to really make sure this team is where it needs to be come the start of the season.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.